I hope I did that right. Good morning, everybody. How's everybody feeling? I was gonna talk about this yesterday, but we kind of ran out of time. Y'all gonna have to forgive me because my computer is on the fritz. I really think my kid spilled something on my damn computer, and I'm gonna have to take it in because it's like it's acting weird, man. It's not clicking the stuff that I'm telling it to click. You gotta hold stuff a certain way. But we're gonna get on with this story with Breonna Taylor, and many people is going down and should be going down, causing her death and displacement of many other Black and brown people in her community. Now, I see a lot of people saying that this for gentrification. Yes, this is what gentrifiers do, and I don't want to hear that these people feel guilty, so they, you know what I'm saying, so they just came out. Somebody is dropping the ball. Somebody fucked up somewhere and didn't have the right paperwork, and now they all going down for it. But I'm gonna share my screen if I can. On this motherfucker. Okay. Share audio, bitch. There we go. Oh man, yeah. But I think what's up with the crusty? it's one of my favorite pink shirts, man. Crusty is the shit. Dude. My computer is really fucking up. Yeah, I'm trying to keep y'all updated, but my computer don't want me to, man. It's this motherfucker work for the feds. Damn sure ain't working for me. Touchscreen and everything. Damn, about fucking time, bitch. Okay, just for Breonna Taylor, we're gonna take this back to an old TikTok I had seen. It's not even old; it's just a couple of weeks ago that this young man on TikTok had said something about the Breonna Taylor and how everything was going down and whatnot. But let's hear what he has to say real quick, because this isn't the first time a cop has went to jail for Breonna Taylor. These were the first four, and this was the detective that was over the case that had the grant that had to give evidence to a judge, so to say. So these were the cops that were involved, that were
Breonna Taylor. This morning, they were informed that the Justice Department has charged 4 current and former Louisville Metro Police Department officers with federal crimes related to Ms. Taylor's death.
The mayor of Louisville, Kentucky started a hit squad to harass people of color in poor neighborhoods. The house that Breonna Taylor was renting from was sitting in the middle of a gentrification project that the mayor's developer buddies need to get rid of before they could start construction. So after cops arrested an actual drug dealer 10 miles and 10 minutes after, they faked a search warrant to go harass Breonna Taylor.
Those alleged crimes include civil rights offenses, unlawful conspiracies, unconstitutional use of force, and obstruction offenses. We allege that the defendants knew their actions in falsifying the affidavit could create a dangerous situation.
Yeah, the dangerous situation was getting Breonna Taylor shot so the city could buy her house for $1. What, you thought I made that number up?
Without a lawful objective justifying the use of deadly force, defendant Heckerson traveled away from Ms. Taylor's doorway to the side of the building and fired 10 shots into Breonna Taylor's apartment through a bedroom window and a sliding glass door that were both covered with blinds and curtains.
Yeah, remember all those Blue Lives Matter people talking about, oh, Breonna Taylor's boyfriend shot one round first and then all the cops were returning fire. That's not what happened. One cop went to the side of the house and emptied a mag into a window. Yeah, you clowns are trying to be like, oh, the cops are scared for their lives, trying to give them qualified immunity when one dude literally went to the side of the house to do a hit job. So it took everyone 2 years to...
A hit job is correct, because this is nothing but a hit job. We've seen this on many communities. This happens across America, especially in Black and brown communities. Detroit, Michigan, for one, is getting gentrified, and they are buying up downtown for less than $200 million. But this, it saddens my heart to see that to see my sisters and my brother is caught in the middle of a conspiracy, and people thought that, their family was lying, like, oh well, she was protecting a drug dealer. Her boyfriend was an ex-drug dealer, her ex-boyfriend was a drug dealer, whatever excuses that they had. But you don't see these people now. Where are these people now? The ones that was loud talking about George Floyd, Breonna Taylor deserve what they got because they hung around the people that they hung around and they had the life that they had. Where are these people now that we see that there is a conspiracy against these people in these communities coming from the mayor themselves? Coming from the upper powers. So when we say the system is corrupt, there's racism in the system. We're not just saying that. That is a fact, and they can't hide it anymore because it is a known fact. This is Kelly Goodlett. She is the detective that falsified information to get the warrant to even harass Breonna Taylor.
For the first time, a former LMPD police officer has been convicted of charges related to the death of Breonna Taylor. Good Tuesday evening, I'm Stefan Dingle.
And I'm Jennifer Bayless. Kelly Goodlett pleaded guilty today in federal court to 1 count of conspiracy.
That's right. Our Mark Vanderhoff was in the courtroom today and joins us live in studio tonight. And Mark, explain to us and the viewers at home the impact of this officer's role in the case.
Yes, Stefan, Jennifer, in court, former LMPD officer Kelly Goodlett admitted that she and officer Joshua James made false statements to secure the search warrant for Breonna Taylor's home, and she admitted to working with James to try to cover it up. U.S. Attorney Merrick Garland announced federal charges against 4 former LMPD officers earlier this month. Those officers, Kelly Goodlett, Joshua James, Kyle Meany, and Brett Hankison, all face federal charges for their roles in the raid on Breonna Taylor's home in May 2020. Taylor was shot and killed during that botched raid. According to court documents, Goodlett and James lied when they said they verified a suspected drug dealer was receiving packages at Taylor's home and using her apartment as his home address. Prosecutors say Meany knew those were false statements, but approved their probable cause affidavit anyway. Hankison is being charged with unconstitutionally excessive force for the shots he fired the night of the raid. Several of those bullets entered the apartments of Taylor's neighbors.
He getting charged for shooting a white wall, not a black woman. Ain't that about a bitch? Ain't that about a bitch? And you know what's so crazy about this whole thing? She lied and got a woman killed. Got a family harassed and brutalized throughout the internet. Got their name solidified in history, right? And guess how much time she's getting? Guess how much time she's getting? Let's read through this article that New York Times put out. Ex-detective admits to lying to judge who approved Breonna Taylor's raid. Kelly Goodlett, the former detective, pleaded guilty to 1 count of conspiracy. She is the first officer to be convicted in a fatal police operation. So they was charged, 4 of them being charged, trial, but she's the only one who actually pled guilty. A former police detective admitted on Tuesday that she had helped mislead a judge into wrongly authorizing a raid on Breonna Taylor's apartment in Louisville, setting in motion the nightmare operation in which the police fatally shot Miss Taylor. The former detective, Miss Goodlett, pleaded guilty in federal court to 1 count of conspiracy, admitting that she had worked with another officer, which is fuckface, to falsely a search warrant application and had later lied to cover up their act. In pleading guilty, Ms. Goodlett became the first police officer to be convicted over the March 2020 raid, during which the police were searching for evidence of drug dealing by Ms. Taylor's former boyfriend, Jamarcus Glover. Hold on. Let's go down to where she got what she got. Mrs. Taylor's mother, Tamika Palmer, sat in the courtroom during the plea and wiped tears away while a woman beside her held her arm. As a part of the plea deal, see, she's taking the plea. So This is gonna hopefully this expands to bigger names. Hopefully she give out some big names like some realtors. Hell, even the mayor's office, somebody big got to go down for this shit, because this isn't just a couple of cops going out and playing piggy. Like, no, they were given orders. They were given orders for these communities from the mayor. Ms. Gullett will remain free on bond until she is sentenced. The maximum prison term for the crime which she pled guilty is 5 years. 5 years, you guys. And you know she's not gonna do 5 of those years. She's not gonna do 2 of those years. She's gonna be home. She's gonna be gone until November. Then she's gonna be back on the streets, probably on a desk job. This shit isn't just some cops going out harassing black people. No, this shit is bigger than what we would think. You think that your hood isn't worth anything. You think that your hood isn't worth anything. It's worth way more than what you are worth. So George Floyd is killed over a $20 bill. Breonna Taylor is killed over $1. And I want to ask you guys this. If these were the prices on these people's head, these were the prices that these people died for, how much is your life worth? How much is your life worth to your state? How much is your life worth to this goddamn to this country? They took these people out, lied to get there, and covered it up. I think she should get way more than 5 years. Like if they people saying, Yasmin saying in the comments, people get more than that for weed. And I know a couple of people that's in there 10 years, 15 years for a couple of ounces of marijuana. But we can conspire to kill and threaten, terrorize a whole community for bankers and realtors and get 5 years. You see how the crime goes? If you got the money and you got the protection, then it's nothing. But let us do some shit like that. Let us go out and terrorize the neighborhood. They'll throw us in there for life. Racketeering. That's what that is. That's racketeering. And if she, just like the other 4 officers that got caught in this whole thing, they should give up. They should have everything stripped from them. That way they give up everything. You have nothing else to hide for. You have nothing else to look out for. You're going into prison for life. So give up all the names that you could. And we know it's powerful people. It's going to be a lot of powerful people. This shit go from the mayor to the senators. And on and on and on. Then we touch the millionaires and the billionaires. They want you out of your homes. They hate when people... It's a woman right now, my friend Scant. His mama, I think it's like 3 houses on their block. And across the street, Chrysler had bought half of their block. She's not giving up the half that she owned. So what do Chrysler do instead of trying to throw a couple of $1 million at her, which is they're going to make off of that easily? They terrorize her. They get people they hire people to shoot dice and shoot guns on her block. You would think that this shit is just like some far-fetched shit, but no. It's really real. And when they don't want you there and you sticking your ground, especially you being a black, brown person in the neighborhood that they're trying to buy out, they're going to try to, if you don't want to get out, we're going to push you out. We're going to push you out. Good morning, everybody. Thank you for tuning in. If you're just tuning in, we just read a couple of articles, watched some videos about the justice for Breonna Taylor. And that's why I put a question mark, because I know there will be no real justice for Breonna Taylor, because the people who actually put this thing together got millions of dollars to get this swept under the rug for them, or had the DEA say, you know what I'm saying? Like, we will never hear who the real killers are, you know? The real killers, not the person who shot the trigger, not the person who went on the side and shot the bullets inside of their house to make it seem like they were shooting at the cops. Not them. We're talking about the people who's in control of them, the people who has the paperwork, the tie and the suit motherfuckers. Those are the real murderers. They gave them people their operations and whatnot. They told them what to do and they did it. The thing is, they just fucked up this time. Somebody somewhere fucked up and let some information go, and you know how the internet is. And the judge, right? I was about to say, John just said start with the judge. The judge isn't any better, because if you was a real judge and you followed the law and whatnot, you should have known that they was falsifying information. You should have known. But just like the mayor and the judge, they connected with the real estate agents too. They connected with all these rich people. They played golf with them. They probably knew just as well as the mayor knew, just as well as that detective knew, just as well. And it's all one group. The mayor gives the police force their money, and the judge helped protect them from seeing a day behind bars. And if it was real justice, I think that whole police department will get broken the fuck up. There will be investigations on that judge, the prosecutors, the DA office, all of it. Everybody has to be investigated for this. This is a conspiracy, y'all. They are pleading guilty to conspiracy. They are really out to harm you, to take your home, to take your life if they have to. Terrorize you and push you out of your communities and buy it for what? For pennies? That's how much your life is worth to these people. $1. They make up shit. Said that they were selling they were selling drugs out of that house, yeah. And we got information. Okay, what information you got? You got any pictures? You got any you know what I'm saying? Any transitions to from cop to from drug dealer to cop? You ain't got nothing hand on. Nobody sold you anything from that property. You don't see anybody outside. No niggas with bandanas shooting dice. Nobody running in the back of the house when somebody come to the mailbox. Nothing. You have nothing. And what did the judge do? Oh well, black neighborhood. Maybe so, because that's how they do it. When they see us walking, it's a 5 out of 5. You never know. I might have a gun. I might have a warrant. I might have this and that. But they want to get something on you. What is your name? Where you coming from? Oh, you're not detained. I'm just putting you in the handcuffs for my safety. They're trying to get information out of you. They're trying to fish for warrants and fish for trouble. But they don't have anything on us 5 times out of 10. I ain't gonna say 9 times, because nigga do be fucking up. But that's only because of the systems that was handed to us and we was raised in. Anything about Ron Paul sponsoring the Justice for Breonna Taylor Act in the Senate? No, I don't trust anything coming from the Senate, especially when it comes with a bill of a black dead person on there. They just, look how they did the George Floyd Act. They said we need better policing and this and that, and they just gave the police money under George Floyd's name. So I don't trust anybody from the Senate talking about they're gonna get justice for anybody black. If you wanted to get justice for anybody who's black, break up the Senate. Help us overthrow America. Help us liberate. That's how you get justice. But as long as you protecting this country and these laws that brought us here, the laws that killed George Floyd and Breonna Taylor, the laws that killed Sandra Bland and Freddie Gray, then no, I'm not trusting it. All this shit is a grift. It's voting time. When cops point flashlights when interrogating So for robbing himself because he's indigenous. Oh yeah. Abolish the hoodless clan. Oh yeah, definitely, y'all. And this is what we gotta get into. Like, look, this didn't just start with Breonna Taylor. Oh no, this has been going on for generations now. Look how they are doing our communities. A lot of our viewers actually live in vans because they have been pushed out of the communities. I have black and brown people that watched Revolutionary Blackout that live in vans because they have been pushed out of the community. And when they go back to that community, you know what they see? They see a white family with Black Lives Matter in their yard. You know what that do to a psyche of a person? This has been going on. Come to Detroit. Look at Mac Ave. Look at Texas. I went to Texas. As soon as you leave the airport, it's private roads. It wasn't always like that, but what the hell? I'm gonna try to get through some of these comments if I can. Oh, I forgot this touch screen. What's going on, y'all? I hope y'all having a good morning. I hope y'all got y'all weed, y'all coffee, y'all tea. You know, I hope y'all coming up with y'all manifestos, y'all plans to grow, because times is going to get hard. Times going to get hard, not just for my American viewers, especially for you UK viewers. You guys are going to get hit hard. No gas and no oils in this winter. It's going to be hard, and a lot of you are going to die. A lot of you are going to die, and a lot of people are going to cheer it on, just like they cheered when Texas froze. And a lot of the liberals is like, well, that's what you get from voting Republican. A lot of you are going to die, but you don't have to. You don't have to. And one of the ways that we can push back is by shining light on stuff like this, because this shit right here, it goes deep. This shit goes so deep that you will be shocked by who's actually running the show. You'll be shocked. Just the death of Breonna Taylor has exposed a whole city of corruption. A whole city of corruption. Now let's look at what the state has their hands in. And then we look at the state, and then look, we have to go into our communities. And because a lot of people don't even know this. I was just speaking about this. I was speaking about what happened to Breonna Taylor at the bus stop. I wanted to go check on my benches, make sure nobody fucked them up or cut them in half or whatever. And I was recruiting some young guys to the care party. And they had no idea Breonna Taylor was killed for $1. They thought this case was just over. You know what I'm saying? It was like, well, we don't get any justice. People like, what? I'm like, no, I'm looking it up. I'm like, look, man, they killed her. And this pissed off a lot of people at this bus stop. They like, so what do we do? Keep calling the shit out. Keep telling motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? Because you're going to tell the right motherfucker who might just do something about this, or who might have the voice to lead to actually do something about this. But we got to keep on pushing out this information. Do not let this die out. Do not let her down like how we did Sandra Bland. You know, we still trying to get justice for Sandra Bland. Don't let her down like how we did Emmett Till. Emmett Till still haven't got justice, and that woman is still free, still alive. Keep pushing on this shit, no matter who don't like it or not. Because guess what? Like I said earlier, when this truth came out, all those motherfuckers who doubted this information, people from the left and from the right. Now what they are saying, they are nowhere to be found in these issues. A lot of people starting to delete all that shit that they had said about Breonna Taylor deserving what she had got. Because she hung around some people that sold weed or sold drugs. Like half of America isn't on drugs itself. I love how you guys just judge people, like, especially when it comes to black people and black people and drugs. Y'all judge us harshly. Oh, well, they were just drug dealers. Okay, well, what? Oh, he was on drugs, he was on this and that, knowing that your family is on the same shit, if not worse. Who's the face of the opioid epidemic? It sure ain't the fucking blacks. So if your son is dealing with somebody who used to deal drugs, we just speaking hyperbole. Your son or your daughter's messing with somebody who used to deal with somebody who did drugs. That justifies their death. Cops are not the judge, jury, and executioner. I don't give like I see you guys come up with all type of excuses. We see school shooters go walk free. We've seen church shooters walk free, mass shooters, all of them. They capture them, no problem. But they come in our houses and they shoot us in our sleep. They did her like they did Fred Hampton, shot her in her damn bed. How much is your life worth? When is your government on the chopping block? When does your government put you and your community on the chopping block? When are we next? Because we can see it happening. We see it happening. You see the further you move out of your neighborhood, the nicer it get. And the worse those neighborhoods get, because then they start putting money. Oh, well, we have a good percent of black and browns here and whatnot. Let's switch over because we see that these whites are moving back to the city. The whites are moving back to the city like they was before the blacks took over Detroit. Before they took over Louisville. I hope those are my backpacks. They say we all are next. Hey, I'll be down. That's all I'm gonna say, because I ain't going down like that. I ain't going down like that. And we don't have to go down like that. We shouldn't have to go down like that. What are we gonna do? Like, look at New York. They raise y'all rent so fucking high. You guys are basically staying in closets. Shit, my closet upstairs is bigger than some apartments in New York. That's pitiful. People don't have bathrooms. What the fuck? Where are we gonna go? What are we gonna do? This isn't just happening in Breonna Taylor neighborhood. It will be yours next. But I'm glad that stuff like this is coming out in the open, because it needs to be out in the open, because people think every damn thing is a conspiracy when we say they are killing us. They are killing. No, man. Oh, you thinking back in the 60s? No, the American government isn't like that anymore. Says who? Says a whole bunch of fucking white people that don't give a fuck or don't even pay attention to our communities until the fucking TV or internet tell them to. We was getting shot out by fucking cops left and right. And what do you guys do? Y'all turned your fucking profile picture black for a weekend. Can't tell me you give a fuck. When every time we say something like this, why do we have to keep proving ourselves when it have been proven multiple times before I was even born? We shouldn't even have to say shit like this, or we shouldn't even have to fucking convince you guys that the American government is trying to kill black people. Why is that so hard to stomach? Why is that so hard to get to your head? Look at the history of this country. Has anything changed? Has anything fundamentally changed for blacks here? No, we still renting. We still on drugs. Yeah, I mean, yes, we getting education, better education, but this is the education that the U.S. government want us on. But when a lot of these nurses, doctors, and a lot of these important, smart people go out of this country, it's a whole different education system, and they got to relearn a lot of stuff. It's a different world here in America. Motherfuckers think they smart. No. It kept us down, man. Keep trying to kill us. Keep finding new ways to kill us. Drugs. Fucking diseases. More liquor. Crack cocaine. Jim Crow era. So when we say gentrification is it's real, they're trying to push us out. They're trying to kill us. They're trying to kill the ones who won't leave. And they scare the hell out of the ones who will leave. They knock down your house and make a fucking parking lot. Knock down your house and build a fucking condo that you will never be able to afford ever. Shit, in California, it's the Great Street Projects right across the street from luxury projects being built right now. Right now. And I'm telling people, I'm like, look, the frame is made out of wood. That's all I'm saying. If y'all don't want these people living next to y'all, the framing is made out of wood. And we might not have the best in our communities, but they are our communities, right? We might not have the best fucking libraries or the best parks, but they are our libraries and our parks. And we know what happens when these people come around. They start fixing up stuff. You know, just the price of living go up. Your rent go up. They know we ain't owning those houses. They fuck around, come buy half of your block. So now they got a monopoly on your neighbors. And they can raise it to whatever the fuck they want. Because the city isn't going to do any damn thing about it. Especially if it's a block full of fucking black poor people. They've been waiting to get you guys out. You guys barely even pay your fucking rent on time. How many times they've been out to shut off your lights because you turned them off? I mean, you turned them back on illegally. Turned on your water illegally. They'd be better off without you guys here. At least they got some taxpayers. At least they got people with a steady income that make over $100,000. How much you make? 30,000? Yeah. These capitalists don't want you guys here. Y'all don't even make enough for them to even tolerate you in the city. And when you lose your house and you got to go in the fucking streets, you think that's the end of it. You think like, okay, there is no rock, there is no more falling. This is rock bottom. I'm under a bridge. Police sweep. Where do the homeless go when they do their sweep? It's a sad world. But this is the reality. I'm tired of people living in these bubbles, thinking like, oh well, it could be worse. It is. This is the worst that it can get for anybody. Look around at any other country, any other developed country on this earth. Look around. Countries that we have sanctions on somehow found a way to give housing to everybody. Somehow found a way to get healthcare to everybody. This is the worst. Just because they don't say no blacks allowed on the windows of your stores anymore, don't mean that it isn't racism anymore. All they got to do is put an $800 price tag on a goddamn shirt. That's a hell of a no blacks allowed fucking sign to me. And what happens when the same blacks got the money to go in them fucking business? They all on fucking TikTok talking about, are you refusing me service? I spend hundreds of thousands of dollars here and you refusing me? Yeah, because you're still a nigga. You're still a nigga. Cat, not only is BlackRock buying up property, they have a fucking net. They have built them a social net just in case another housing crisis go down and they have to give up those houses. So they have money put aside to what it was like 50 million houses, some shit like that, to save 50 million of their houses. These people are fucking evil, bro. You can't tell me I'm evil for wanting to take out evil, bro. Like this, it has to be a balance in good and there has to be a balance in good and bad and death and murder. There has to be some balance because you're gonna let them kill you off. I'm not letting them take my house. We work hard for this house. I'm not letting them take my house. Y'all do what y'all do, but y'all not taking my house. I know my neighbor's like, damn, that nigga working early as hell. Yeah. But they don't mind. Well, one of them do, but I don't give a fuck. My ex ran off with the kid of cocaine addicted friend, sister that I babysat. Hold on. My ex ran off with the kid of cocaine addicted friend's sister that I babysat. I helped raise the kid my ex stole my money for. God damn. That's that's too bad. Yeah. But y'all, we're gonna have to I'm glad I see Socialist MMA in this motherfucker, my nigga Nick. We're gonna have to do what KC is doing and start tenant unions. This is why tenant unions is so important and whatnot. We can really get down to what's going on, and we can have our own people that can be in the inside or outside or whatever. But we have to know what's going down with our communities, the future for our communities, and what do they have planned for our communities? Because it's a lot of things that we want, right? Like I want to do a community garden, I want to do this and that, but the government in Detroit might get a whiff of my plans and be like, hey, this guy's a straight up communist. I think that we should press our thumb on him a little bit, and they might make it harder for me, right? So this is why we have to team up and let these people know, like, look, y'all not pulling that shit here, because like I said, there's levels to this shit, and there's room and a place for everybody in the revolution. We got to have the people who's going to go do the paperwork, the people who's going to protect the block, because we don't need the police, right? Even though crime is still going to be a thing, you know, it's just going to be less of a thing with the community actually taking care of each other, actually trading goods in between each other, money, et cetera, right? But there's still going to be some criminals. But we have a better chance of policing our own neighborhoods than anybody else that comes in here that don't have any clue of you or know you from, you know what I'm saying, from a can of paint, from Adam and Eve, whatever the fuck y'all saying are. You know, it's better for us to and hand those people over to the right authority figures, right? Because what happens when they come in our communities, even if it's just a wellness check, how many wellness checks have we seen go completely, you know what I'm saying, just fucked up? Just like it shouldn't have went down like this. They shooting dogs, they're shooting mentally ill people. You know, they don't know that Johnny is schizophrenic. They don't know that Bobby is bipolar, right? But these are your neighbors. You grew up with some of these people. You know this. They might be off the rocker. They might be running around with a knife in their hands today, but you know that their mother couldn't afford his medicine for this month, and he might be a little bit off. We don't need him in the prison. We need him to get his medicine so we can put our money together. Pull our money together, pull our people together, and get whatever the hell Bobby and Johnny need. If not, these people are going to come in our neighborhoods, and we know that these people are you know what I'm saying? We know these people need help, but they're going to take them away. They're going to take them away. And what happens in prison? What happens in jail? You don't get the help that you necessarily need. And I have seen this in jail. Many times I have been locked up. People with schizophrenia, the bipolar disorders, and all type of disorders, mental disorders, and they get in these jails and they start to lash out, not only on other inmates, but other but CEOs and authority figures, because they don't have the help that they really supposed to have. They giving these people Tylenol when they're supposed to be on Seroquel. They're giving, and it's so hard to get the real prescription that you need. Even if you are prescribed on the outside, it's still going to take a couple of weeks to get you the medicines that you need on the inside. And for those weeks, you're messing up, and that might get you more time from socking the CEO, from punching another inmate, or stabbing someone, not knowing that these people shouldn't have been here in the first place, right? But they don't know. They were sent there on their assignment. But it's going to be up to us to take care of our community better, to make sure Johnny, Bobby, Katie, Felicia, whoever the fuck is in your community, whoever the fuck is your neighbor, to make sure that they have the best they have. And we can stop gentrification. We can stop gentrification. We have to fight back with fire. Always. Money is fire. War is fire. And these are some of the things that we're going to have to learn in order to keep our communities what they are. These are some of the ways, like we can't think that everything is going to be all right if we just keep banding together, holding our hands and say, no, you won't take our house. No, you won't take our house. No, we're going to go around these banks and buy the houses that they haven't paid their taxes on, or try to get our hands on it. We're going to have a small militia to protect our communities. So for when the police come in here trying to harass us and whatnot, we're going to have the people smart enough to go downtown and do the paperwork to make sure that these people are not taken advantage of. Like I had explained it to my auntie when we was living in Minden. We stayed in Minden about 20 years. I was like, if you stayed in your house for over 15 years, you basically own it, right? Like, you can call a lawyer right now and just like own this shit with a couple of $1,000s. She didn't know that. She went down there and she got her house and some money from all the money that she actually put into the house. And a lot of us have been staying in these neighborhoods for 20, 30 years, 15, 20 years, and we haven't taken advantage of the systems that have been put in place, because they are capitalists at the end of the day. They do sell themselves out. But what the thing is they don't tell a lot of the proletariat, they don't tell a lot of the people these ways of getting this money or going around these loopholes, just like the PPP loan. A lot of poor people got the PPP loan, but a lot of rich people got the real loans from PPP. Tyler Perry and all these people who didn't need it, they still got it. Nancy Pelosi's husband got a PPP loan, and what they did was they knew what they was doing with this overall. This is why they left it so open. They didn't expect it for it to blow up so big, but they still needed that as a cover, right? So while they shouting that the poorest is getting all the money, it was really the rich getting all this money, and they was rewriting the laws. So I didn't give a fuck. Whoever took that PPP loan and didn't pay it back, thank you for standing up to the system. Even if you don't believe in communism, socialism, even if you are a patriot, if you didn't pay your loan back from the PPP loan, then you did the damn thing, because this is what they do to us, and they fucked around and forgave you anyway. But these are the systems that they put in play. These are the systems that they put in play for them. They just don't have it open enough for us. But we need those people in our communities to point out the times where they are selling themselves out, just like with Robin Hood. Everything that went down with that with the stock with Robin Hood and whatnot, and all the poor people was like, hey, look, y'all, put your money in this, put your money in that, put your money in this. And what they do? They took some money from Wall Street and they shut the motherfucking thing down, right? But a lot of people got off. A good handful of people had got off, and rightfully so. A good handful of people got their money, and rightfully so, because this is all they've been asking for is for them to open up the markets to these people, to the poor people, so they can have a way to to gather up some money to have some generational wealth. But yeah, it's gonna be a hell of a fight, but I don't think it's gonna be too much of a fight, because once they see that we are actually fighting, then they will fall back. And I don't give a fuck about the military, the militias, or any of that, because you guys are workers, you guys are slaves in their eyes, and no matter how it is, they're gonna need you guys to. They don't want to kill 350 million Americans. They don't even want to kill 1 million Americans, right? Especially by force. What they want to do is just fuck up a handful of you guys, so nobody else will get any ideas. So when we turn on our TV and we see people protesting for George Floyd, Black Lives Matter, Breonna Taylor, Elliot, et cetera, and we see our people getting fucked up, or we see our sisters and brothers coming back from the protest, maced and gassed and pepper spray, hit with bullets in their face, in their eyes, their chest, and all this. This fear tactic, it works, but they don't want all of us standing up. And one thing, what happens when all of us stand up, that is too much money to lose, and that is too much shit to cover up. It's like how are all these other countries going to look at you, and you are sending your military at 100 million Americans? Like, is it really a class war? You know what I'm saying? A war against the classes in America, or what's going on? And all that damage, all that life lost, and all these people turning it back against America, is better off to come to some type of peace treaty with these people, because you're not going to win. You're not going to win. You never know who's out there. You can be coming across, people that's ex-military, probably on the cop, on the on-duty officers, et cetera, et cetera. A lot of people not going to take the back of the government once the proletarian stands up. And we can even see this with a lot of many groups around, or militias around. People don't trust or like the American government, but we are still raised with that individual mindset. And that's why a lot of groups don't last, because a lot of us still got these capitalistic ideas, or we bring capitalist ideas to the table, or we want to be the leader. Everybody want to be the leader. Everybody want to be the dude that other people answer to. But you do, or the people in your group feel the same way, and it will never work out. But we got to figure out which roles best fit us in this fight, in this revolution. And if we don't, then we're gonna keep on fighting and breaking up, and having dumbass people as leaders, sex pests as leaders, and stuff like that. And I'm not saying that I'm not, like, perfect, but I have rehabbed myself and rebranded myself plenty of times to even get to where I'm at right now. And it takes a lot of mind work, but it don't take too much. It ain't gonna kill you to prepare yourself to do better for your people. But that's probably about it that I had on Breonna Taylor. I'm gonna be on here like I used to do the morning shows, and then a lot of shit started happening in my family, so I had to start jumping on and off of this damn thing. But I'm gonna hold on. Do I need this anymore? A handful of servants, workers. Hey, look, man. They it's just not us that they need. They need our children. Like, you don't want that many families in America raising their children, their grandchildren, their cousins with hate towards this government. You're gonna have a lot of people getting the fuck on and just not, falling for this propaganda they was pushing, or they have been pushing on us. But they need us. They still need us, whether we are workers or whether we are influencers, any kind of way. A lot of us are still helping the government with their fears and whatnot. Like, I know I help the government put fear in conservatives and people that's scared of the red scare, or red brown alliance people, black people that see that that agree with the USSR and stuff like that, and we all kind of help push their agenda in some kind of way, you know. What I was gonna say, tour for the poor. I got another update in case y'all haven't known, y'all didn't know. I'm sorry. In case y'all didn't know, tour for the poor. I just talked to my friend, and she was able to get us 800 backpacks and supplies to go in those backpacks for the children here in Detroit, Michigan. So we're going to be doing another giveaway for the children. This one is for, back to school, obviously. But we're going to try to get some food there, a bounce house. Hopefully I can afford a gaming trailer in time. Trying to make it, it's gonna be nice. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be nice. Of course, I'm gonna have my Soviet Union flags out there and make sure that people know it was communism helping their children and whatnot. But 800 backpacks. So if you're in Detroit, Michigan, if you're in Michigan anywhere near, if you want to come out, if you can fly out, if you can catch a train, come out and help the people. We're gonna be holding this one on my property again. That's on the corner of Dresden and Manning. If you're in Detroit, that's 7 Mile and Hoover area. We're going to be giving out over 800 backpacks. We're going to have pizza there. We're going to have music there for the children. Bounce house, gaming trailer. Trying to make it something good trying to get something good together for the children. A lot of them grown up where I grew up at, and I had the privilege to use the parks when they had swings. I had the privilege to to use these wrecks when they had basketball hoops, and what they are seeing is a shadow of that. And I want to give them something to let them know that at least somebody is here. Somebody is here for you guys. And yeah, man, my computer is fucked up, bro. I can't throw nothing up. I can't throw no links up. If y'all want to donate, Cash App, Tour for the Poor. That's every first letter is capitalized on Cash App, and on Venmo is Tour for the Poor, and only the T is capitalized on that one also. But we're gonna be helping the students out pretty soon, and then right after that, I'm planning a march here in Detroit, Michigan, for a march against capitalism. So this is a march against everything, So I'm going to get as much activists as I can out there. I want to have, my trans right activists, gay right activists. I want to have my black activists out there. If you're an activist and if you want to fight the power, if you got a voice and a message to speak up against the system, then you should come out to Detroit. We're going to march up and down Gratiot without a permit, because that's just defeats the whole purpose, right? So we're going to practice our Second Amendment. Bring your guns, bring your flags, bring your game face, and bring your best speech, because we will be talking to the crowd before, during, and talking to the people. Hopefully we can get some people to join us in our march. If we can, hopefully we can, get some people to pull over to the side, ask us what this is about, and you know how it goes. It isn't that hard to get people to ride with communism, especially when you explain that their life is unlike this because of capitalism and this capitalist system. And it's pushing communism in Detroit isn't hard, but it isn't like it isn't impossible like some redneck town in Florida. Like, no offense, but yeah, you get me. But we're gonna be marching against capitalism right after we help the children. Hopefully I can get a march together there, but that's gonna be the 12th of September. That's the giveaway for the children. The march I'm looking for September 24th. So we're gonna be right on that. And if I don't do it September 24th, probably the 1st of December, and we're gonna try to make our voices be heard. You know what I'm saying? Try to make our faces be known, and let these people know that communism still stands. We will rise, and when we don't fall, we just multiply. We might have been down, you know what I'm saying, but they couldn't keep us down. You know what I'm saying? We might have been silenced, but they couldn't silence us forever. Sometimes you have to bite the hand that was forcibly feeding your ass to scream help. You know, they're forcing this propaganda on us so long, and a lot of people break out of it. You know, they turn out to be the most radical. All these Hillary fans and all this shit. They be like, I can't believe this government. What you mean the slave trade? Well, man, it's gonna be a hell of a. It's gonna be a hell of a September. I'm gonna be so fucking busy, but I'm hoping that a lot of you guys get out here with us. You know, on the ground, we're gonna be starting chapters. RBN starting chapters. CJ is starting his. I should be starting mine pretty soon. But I'm also gonna be I'm also starting a party, and this is what the march is for. The march is basically to open up the party towards the public, I should say, because I got a handful of people, of course, but I really feel like I wanted to build, you know, a front line of people that will protect the party before I just have people joining a communist party, going out here in these different neighborhoods and, you know, just putting their life at risk for an ideology, for the way of life that we believe in. And, you know, I don't want to lose anybody. I don't want to put anybody in you know, in any bad situation, especially when, you know, when the cops come around and whatnot. We're gonna have people who's gonna take that L for you, and that was my main focus. So Super Chat still has I still can't donate to this goddamn thing. I've been trying to donate to RBN for a year. I still can't donate to RBN with a Super Chat. I don't know what's going on with that. I tried to look it up through YouTube, and they said it's nothing, but it got to be something. So, and it is what it is. So I ain't tripping. But that's the show for today. I hope you guys are ready for today. Hope y'all drunk your coffee, smoked your weed, did a line, whatever wakes you up. You know what I'm saying? Get ready for the day. You know, plan your attacks, write your manifestos. You know, like I always say, walk in the cement while it's still wet, so the future generations can see where you were going with this, right? But it's been a hell of a week, and it's going to be a hell of a week. I'm going to be back with more news on Breonna Taylor, and there's a couple of more stories I wanted to do later on today if I can get on here. I wanted to touch on a couple more things with the police departments and whatnot, and them stalking and harassing activists and whatnot. So we're gonna hopefully I can still get my I'm supposed to have a guest on the show, so we can talk about her experience with being stalked by the police in Ohio. But we're gonna continue the solidarity and keep pushing on. Once again, if y'all want to donate to our Patreon, Revolutionary Blackout. You know, that's probably the best way to donate to RBN, because YouTube take like, what is it, like 30% of the fucking super chats, and like, yeah, they be on some bullshit. Oh shit, Nick, what the hell? What's going on, boy?
What's up, bro? Shit, nigga, I think you about to wrap up. I saw you say you about to wrap up.
Yeah,
it's all good, bro. I was about to see what he was good. Shit, I'm about to fucking. Shit, I was about to smoke too, drink some tea, but I think you about to wrap up. So shit, we probably gotta do this next time. I got up too late. I was probably gonna join you, but shit, I was fucking tired, man.
Yeah, you look like you just woke up, but shit, if you got some shit, because I kind of ran through my stories.
Yeah, I'm fucking tired, dude.
I ran through all my stories too fast. I don't know. I gotta learn how to argue with myself through the damn you know what I'm saying.
They might hop on call now. They might hop on call and talk some shit.
Yeah.
You saw that Biden sending $3 billion more in Ukraine aid. Do you see that?
I saw that shit yesterday. I mean, I'm like, man, people ain't hot like that. Now they have conservatives pissed off. Like they have people that was like, yeah, you know, support, you know what I'm saying, support Europe and blah blah blah. Now they're like, all right, this is too much. Like, how much is this gonna cost? Like your life. They're protecting white supremacy. What the hell? They about this. I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure there are American troops on the ground in Russia.
Dude, they already confirmed they got CIA ops on the ground. Yeah. And then they reported that in mainstream media. They was like, yeah, you have some U.S. and UK intelligence officials that are part of the war that helping Ukraine find Russian targets, helping them with deploying. I'm like, that means you got troops on the ground.
Yeah.
You guys realize how much patience Russia is showing right now?
Yeah.
Well, Rome. If Russia and Putin was as crazy as they said, they could easily be like, bro, look at the CIA over there. Look at the UK Special Forces over there. They got troops on the ground. We declare war. We declare war against the U.S. They easily could do that if they wanted to, but they know that would destabilize the global economy. And they're like, we gotta be the grown-ups in the room.
And they know. I think that's what America is betting on, because they know, like, they can't win a war with Russia, but they can try to slow Russia down. That's like their plan. Try to slow Russia down and whatnot.
And they want to let Ukrainians die. Bro, think about how sick that is, bro. That is like, we're going to let these civilians, like, we can advocate for peace if we want, but we want Russia to be weak. You had U.S. officials that straight up said we want Ukraine to be Russia's Afghanistan. So they're like, Russia's going to be, that's going to be like your Afghanistan.
We're not going to be the only ones getting blamed for wars. Yes, you guys are, because the history is going to show that you guys started this shit when you threw a coup in 2014. Even in, well, it was 2010, something else had happened in Ukraine. What the fuck happened in Ukraine? 2010, then 2012, 2014, they had their coup. And now, what's happening? They wiping the floor with fucking ethnic Russians throughout Donbass, and they like, oh, well, like, Putin is doing this for nothing. Like, I'm not a Putin guy or nothing like that, but
we not staying
bro. Like that's some bullshit, man. Because if he really wanted to, he could have been went after Ukraine if he really wanted to. What is stopping him? What was stopping him from going after Ukraine 10 years ago if it was for nothing? That makes no sense.
The United States, whenever they do their military operations, their invasions, they just bomb the shit out of countries until they submit, and that's their strategy. The Western media and U.S. generals has been saying Russia is losing this war because they have a different plan. They've been strategically taking areas, and they pretty much completely took into Donbass, taking areas of South Ukraine with 100% ease while trying to minimize civilian casualties, because Ukrainians are Russians. 30%. Oh, actually, it's over 30% of Ukrainian people are ethnic Russians. Like 45% of them speak Russian. Like just under 50% of them speak Russian. So a lot of them are Russian. So Russia don't want to go in Ukraine and kill their own people. Yes, there are civilian deaths. Like there's civilian deaths in all countries, but they had a very slow rolling operation. Ukraine is a very, very tiny country, very corrupt. If Russia wanted to come in and steamroll Ukraine, like if Russia wanted to pull in Iraq and what we did in Iraq, they easily could have just bombed and killed a shit ton of civilians until they submit. But they had a slow moving operation because they wanted to encourage peace talks in order to stop the expansion of NATO, in order to halt the Azov Battalion. And these are just facts. You guys see me criticize Russia when it comes to Brittany Grimer. That's not a society I think we should emulate. But
we can see it with the civilians. The civilians, all of them, damn near all of them that's getting interviewed, they're like, thank you for coming. Thank you. I never thought you guys would make it, and blah, blah, blah. And like, but the only pushback that they are getting is from Ukrainian, you know what I'm saying, Ukrainian mercenaries and soldiers saying, oh, well, Russia is, you know what I'm saying, Russia is imperialist and blah, 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 blah. But the civilians are saying that Ukrainians are beating them, are stealing from them, are raping them, you know.
Can I correct this? What I mean is, like, Ukraine was considered one of the smallest economies, and in terms of military strength. So you're right when I said it's like I meant that Ukraine, in terms of economic power and military power, is a small country compared to Russia. That's why a lot of people are upset, because they say, "Oh, Russia is just invading another small country." I'm not talking about in terms of size or geography. I mean, like in terms of military might and economic prowess. But thank you for the correction there, Bob. Yeah, roger that. I think we're on the same page. I think you guys see what I'm trying to say, right?
Man, like it would have been over. I know, like, man, if he really hated the Ukrainians, why is their whole mission to like? Why are they like rebuilding? They are literally rebuilding Ukraine as we speak. As the Ukrainian government is bombing Donbass. They just bombed Donbass yesterday. Again. So what is really going on? Like, you can't tell me all of this, all of the bad stuff that I hear about you guys is Russia, is Russian propaganda. All of it? You sure? Because when I look at your I'm looking through these apps and whatnot, the shit that the American government don't let me see, and I see a lot of you troops getting captured. You have to show your tattoos. I see the swastikas. I see the Hitler tattoos. Like, damn, these people just out there like that. And they want this small percentage.
I just saw it again. I saw I really wish I could find the receipt. I apologize, guys, because I can't think of it. But I literally just saw it, where you had some mainstream media head that was talking about the heroic fighters in Ukraine, and then one of my mutuals zoomed in on the picture that was posted in the headline, and you see a Nazi tattoo, a swastika tattoo on his arm. I really wish I could find it. I don't remember who posted it. I'll find it. But you guys, there's been many examples of that. The mainstream media, like, look at these heroic Ukrainian fighters. You zoom in, Nazi tattoo. But they try to convince us it's not a widespread problem. I'm not saying Ukraine is a Nazi state. I'm saying Ukraine is racist and filled with racism the same way
the government is.
Yeah, the same way I would say the United States is a racist country.
Yeah.
Rome, I had some liberals that said, well, do you think all Ukrainians are Nazis? Do you think all Ukrainians are racist? Will you say all the United States is racist? I'm like, yeah. Yeah, what's your point? If I was in another country and there was a civil war in the United States and our country was sending a ton of weapons to the United States, I'm like, why are we sending arms to this racist Nazi country? Didn't they genocide the Native Americans? So, guys, yes, so they're not a gotcha. I would be saying the same thing in the same situation if there was a proxy war here. I was from another country and we send weapons here. The United States and the Ukraine are the only countries who voted against condemning Nazism. Like you said, it's institution. It's a systemic problem where the people who have Nazi ideology, white supremacist ideology, are at the highest levels. The same way in the United States.
Like, somebody was asking me, like, well, you said the Nazi fighting is good. It's Nazi here. You think Putin should invade America? I was like, hell yeah. Come and get me out this bitch. Help me, please. God damn. Like, what the hell? Yes, I want, like, and it's not America being invaded. Even if America was invaded, it would be for good reason, for many fucking reasons. And I don't think it would come from a place like Russia or China. Yeah, it's gonna come from its own citizens.
Yeah, so for one, we have the United States is lucky because we got the Pacific and the Atlantic Ocean. So that's why we had natural defenses. But in this hypothetical scenario that you are laying out in front of me, where we are invaded by Russia, let's just say I am not picking up arms for the state. Let's just say that.
Hell no. I will let this bitch burn. I will help a nigga. I'll be like, hold on, give me that gun. You don't know what you're doing. He live right here.
Before you want to get mad, this is not gonna happen. But hey, if it did happen, I'm not taking up arms. I'm not taking up arms. Shit, there are gonna be a lot of us. Let me just say this: there are gonna be a lot of us who get charged with treason. That's all I'm gonna say.
Definitely, because I'm gonna be angry. Man down, pig down. They got another commander. But yeah, man, like, this is what happens when you don't take care of your people. They grow hate. They grow hate for you and ideologies. So, like, okay, this is something that they birth.
And a lot of patriots gonna watch this liberals are patriots, conservatives are patriots.
Oh, yeah.
They're gonna watch this. And they're gonna be like, "Oh my god, I can't believe they would say that. I can't believe Rome and Nick would say that." Well, there is one solution to solve the discontent in your country. Take care of your people. Stop killing our people. It is 100% healthy to hate your oppressors. And this whole kumbaya, let's protect the feelings of our oppressors. How that strategy? How that strategy doesn't work?
They got mad as hell when people was targeting the Supreme Court. Like, okay, you guys, saying your opinion is one thing, but going to the House is like, y'all ain't never gonna get shit done.
You fucking
maybe that's how you want it,
bro. The police bro. They will straight up kick your door down. And you think we should kick the door down on politicians?
Man,
bro, we have private conversations. What most people do, we don't think they go far enough. I can't say why we think some of these motherfuckers should be doing. But showing up to their houses what should be expected. You have people who pretend they're anti-establishment, like, whoa, man, I'll draw the line at that. How do you fucking think we're gonna get any of these asks of the anti-establishment movement achieved? So you say you anti-war. You really think you're gonna end the U.S. empire by asking nicely, protesting in their publicly approved zones? Ron DeSantis would be like, hey, you protest over there. You stand over there. But I feel pressured by it. Why would he feel pressured by you?
He got you on your safe corner.
He's like, yo, you stand over there. Nice temper tantrum you're throwing. They're like, any protest that is okay and approved by the government, just a prep rally. Just a prep rally. But why you guys think they hated on the George Floyd protest? They're like, whoa, these motherfuckers. Then they call up a lot of them. But that's why they had to spread the bullshit that it was violent. It was like, no, fuck, this shit wasn't violent. I was at the Kansas City George Floyd protest, and there was a ton of elders going around that was like, yo, we gotta make sure this stays peaceful. We're not gonna do anything. We're gonna just spread our message. Anytime anyone got a little bit rowdy, there was people immediately setting them in line. These was 100% peaceful protests. Then you had the fucking pigs who tear gassed us and children unprovoked at the park in Kansas City. Then it got rowdy because people was pissed. So then the media will write the story. They're like, oh my God, look at these angry mobs. And they never bring up the fact that the police literally escalated every single violent action.
A lot of people calling them the George Floyd riots. Like, bullshit. Y'all ain't seen no riot. Like, that wasn't a riot. That was like a start.
Y'all have no idea how soft that shit was.
Y'all, that's just the start of shit. Like, this, if y'all don't take care of the people, man, the people will take care of you every time. And look, we can go back to even race riots in Detroit when they didn't want to do anything about the shit that was going down here in 66, 67. Hey, y'all killed our leader. Then they killed our leader, and the shit went down.
Hey, Roman, you know how soft the protest was? There was politicians who were making photo ops at these protests. Like, if we had a real motherfucking protest, these politicians would be afraid to step foot there.
Man.
Like, if you're a Democratic politician who funded the police more, you would be afraid.
That's why I say protest is only good for distractions. Use those to bring out power. If you're gonna do a protest and you're gonna do a riot or burn down a police department or something like that, and y'all really, really, really want some new heads in control, use that to play fishing. So when something happens like that, your police chief have to come out. Your mayor has to come out. Put them on the chopping block.
Yeah, tear gas is a war crime, by the way. And there were children. I reported this on the ground. I broke the news on Twitter because I had photo, video evidence. I got tear gas too. Like, there was all the protesters on the street. That where all the action was happening. And I was over there for a reason I can't remember, near the bench area, where there was people who was watching the protest, who wasn't part of the protest. And then there was families there, including kids, like in this Central Park, like there always is. Then all of a sudden you hear CCC tear gas sweep over the entire park. Guys, remember, the entire park is not protesting.
Mm-hmm.
There's in the streets, that's where a lot of protesters were. They were shutting a lot of stuff down. They was on the side with their signs. You had a lot of people engaging with the police, throwing shit at the police. A lot of people was getting arrested. Then the park was behind the protest. How did they start tear gassing people in the park? They wanted to start a riot because once again, there was peacekeepers at this march, and like many friends told me, like in other cities as well. I still there was black elders like, yeah, we gotta keep this peaceful. We agree with the message. We're tired, and they was giving motivational speeches too. They were like, we're tired of police violence in our communities, but we gotta remember, we don't want to drive the narrative for them that we somehow violent. We gotta do this the right way. We gotta do this the right way, and it was peaceful until the cops started attacking people. I still remember the cops started attacking people. That's when things started getting rowdy. That's when the media started. Oh my God, look at the crazy scenes at the Kansas City George Floyd riot. What the fuck?
Yeah, they got a what Dutch Vanderland said. When John killed them, he said they're gonna just find another monster.
Yeah,
like they need to
wages. Ain't they?
Yeah,
wages. That game is fire, bro.
Man.
It's facts, bro. Because they said these lawmen, these government officials, they'll do anything they can to justify their wages.
They got to justify that shit. They got to justify why they came out here in this peaceful community. All these peaceful ass black and brown and white people out here all kumbaya, and they in fucking bulletproof vests, got tanks, goddamn batarangs and shit, got fucking pumps that got a rubber bullet that'll shoot your goddamn eye out. And we seen that woman, white woman walking up the street with her daughter, just coming back from fucking shopping. Yeah. They shot her in the fucking face. She ain't had nothing to do with the protest. She ain't had nothing to do with none of it. They just like shot her. No reason. And she still ain't getting no justice because they got immunity over that type of shit. When things are happening, it's out of control. It wasn't out of control. They tried to get it out of control. They put gas in the goddamn in their goddamn crowd, and they started shooting rubber bullets at the people. Wasn't nobody doing nothing to them damn feds or to them police. Wasn't nobody breaking no windows. We even knew, even from the first couple of videos, we had proof that it was a fed that was painting and breaking windows, and the protesters tried to stop them.
Yes. See, that's the revolutionary discipline we gotta teach people on RBN. Because I still see people who consider themselves anti-establishment say stupid shit like, "Oh, the George Floyd protest was violent." Do you guys know what Asian provocateurs are and how they historically been used? There was people that was caught on Twitter all across the country. There will always be these. They always have like glasses on. They wearing like black, very vague clothes, and they never with a group. They're never with a group. They always shifting around. They encouraging violence. There was one instance where an Asian provocateur literally was caught throwing rocks into a building, shattering windows, and then the protesters was like, "Hey, what the fuck are you doing, bro? That's a cop." There was an old Twitter video at the time, George Floyd. They were like, that dude's a cop. What are you doing? Who are you with? They start asking questions like, who you with? Who you come here with? And he started walking away fast.
Oh shit!
I gotta see if I can find some videos on Twitter. I gotta put a segment together for you guys because that is what the establishment do.
And we know black people. We know these people who get out here isn't violent, right? Because if they were, overall, the cities shouldn't be standing. The cities that these protests happen in, they wouldn't be standing. Yeah, the dude with the umbrella, like they even with I think the dude with the can for his family was a fed or something like that. All these people, bro, like these, man, this shit is weird. But we gotta get a grip on our communities, and it only happens because everybody got that goddamn individual mindset. We have to drop it. Don't think about being rich. Don't think about living long. Think about living good. Think about living for your community, because we got to get a better grip. Because if we would have known, when shit happens like this, we can easily point them out better. You know what I'm saying? Even if it was somebody from our community, we know that was Robert from across the street, from around the corner, just from, you know what I'm saying, Silhouette, right? But we let these people come in our community. They join our protest, and they turn them into riots and do the cops bidding for them.
I found it. This is actually in the Washington Post. Of all, I just typed in. I was just trying to find, like, he famous apparently. And they wrote about him in the Washington Post, but I seen a lot more. This is the one that was famous.
Minneapolis.
Is this the video?
That's the police station.
But it said,
right there.
here, let me pause it. It said the umbrella man who went viral breaking windows at protests. he was a white supremacist trying to spark violence. But Rome, I see so many white leftists. I see so many white people in general that say, oh my God, look at these violent thugs, these violent protests. That's why we got to support Ron DeSantis and crack down on protests. Because look at the George Floyd protests. They were filled with violent thugs. They were filled with, but no, guys, as someone who was on the ground and knew people on the ground in other areas, think about how racist you must be to automatically assume that everyone in these places are violent thugs. Despite that, studies show that 93% of the protests was peaceful. And then the ones who wasn't peaceful because of the agent provocateurs. Because the people, and then the ones, if you take the ones that didn't start because of agent provocateurs, they started because the police started it. And then you have a very tiny percent that is escalated because of protesters. Because then you got to take out, remember, there are a lot of gang members, a lot of thieves who take advantage of protests, and then they start looting. So they're not part of the movement. And the right-wing tactic of taking these thieves, these gangsters, and tying them to the movement is an old-school tactic. They're like, look at this. These violent thugs of the George Floyd movement, the abolition.
They did the Target. Oh my God! Look how they pushed that lady in a wheelchair.
So, we want to know my response. Whenever someone will bring up, they're like, "Oh my God, look at the violent riots." I will ask these people straight up: give me your evidence that people that were violent is part of the protest and not feds. Guys, start asking them that and watch the reaction. They would then say, well, you think feds was at the protest? They're like, so you denying what everyone already knows of agent provocation. Give me evidence that the person that you shown in this video, shown in this picture, give me direct evidence that this guy is tied to the movement, and I'll take your claims that these are violent actions seriously. Ask them that question. They never have an answer.
Which we have data of some of these motherfuckers coming out, these mass murderers, these mass shooters. They are saying that we have groups that want to start a race war. This isn't some back in the day shit. This 2022. He filmed it. He filmed it. All this shit was on Reddit. All this shit. They have groups trying to start some shit between whites and blacks, police and blacks.
Yeah, that's
going to start race wars.
Look at that. Look, they called him out, chasing him out. This happens so many times all across. I saw so many people posting videos like that on Twitter. I wonder if I can find another one because there's so many good ones.
Hold on. My girl calling. I'll be right back.
Let's go. I read some chat because I ain't seen chat in a while. What's popping? This dope, right? Like this is pretty much how it was when Rome was in Kansas City. Man, Rome was a real one, guys. Like we was in Kansas City, we was doing mutual aid events. We got another one planned. Rome was doing tour for the poor, giving backpacks away for. That's a good idea, man. I need to do that in Kansas City. Giving away school supplies. Now school started. Man, Rome still has a lot to teach me. Like I was thinking, like, man, I guess I do another diaper giveaway. But I guess you have to change it up for the times. Doing school giveaways and stuff. So we was in Kansas City. We was talking about these things as well. I don't think, like, once again, I don't think that was us. Who's burned down our neighborhood? My question is, show us evidence that they were doing that to us. And anyone who burned in, once again, I don't take a lot of stock in private property. A lot of these places are insured. For one, so there's no evidence that they're doing it. And property damage is a valid form of protest. Look at the Boston Tea Party. Look at what has been historically successful. You don't protest to play nice, to make nice. You make your point, you make it loud, and then people agree with you or they don't. You had white America that melted down because they didn't fight for something who agree with you no matter what your method is. And your job is to get your fucking message out no matter what. And in property damage, private property is not high. These are things that can easily be replaced. And if there's injustice that's so great, get upset at the police that are killing people. Get upset at the injustice that fuck bootlicking for business owners and their private property. They probably exploiting the wages of their workers anyway. All that shit is insured. And if the society that they rely on to make their money was a just society that didn't rely on exploitation, stuff like this wouldn't happen. How about
they don't deserve to be in the community if the community get a fucking protest and strike for their rights or wages or whatnot? They don't deserve it. They should be the first ones out here because they're gonna be the first ones losing. Not us. We don't own shit in this motherfucker.
And once again, guys, you gotta understand my politics. I believe in the dictatorship of the proletariat. I believe in a strong community, and I don't advocate burning local businesses down. But if you get caught in the crosshairs because of agent provocateurs, because of police escalated violence, I believe the community should come together and help the business owner. Yo, sorry this happened. Let's come together. Let's fix your stuff up. Let's put the community up together. But we should not be ignoring the message of the masses by appealing to fear of, oh my gosh, stuff is going to be harmed. And most of it was caused because of the police escalating situations and agent provocateurs. And I'm not going to fall for it. That is shit-lib tendencies. Whether you guys believe it or not, there are a lot of people who don't think they're liberal, but that's a real shit-lib tendency to ignore the trauma that has been inflicted by the government, to worry about fucking property damage that you don't even know the activists even did.
Right, because you can't, like, there's reactions for your actions, right? But you can't be mad at somebody for reacting the way that, you know what I'm saying, for the way that you acted towards them. Like, they don't, like, a lot of these people are going to get out here for the simple fact that we're not unified. They're going to get out here and do stuff like that. We're not unified, so we don't have any plans, or a lot of people are going to be out of the out of the loop when it comes to certain targets or certain moves that we're going to be making. So it is going to be people out there that's going to be out there with blind rage. They have nothing, you know what I'm saying? They can't put a face on their enemy. All they know is, you know what I'm saying, this government hates me. I'm going to fucking hurt the first thing that I can, you know what I'm saying, touch in this motherfucker. I'm going to burn down whatever building I see.
This is when they say, Rome, violence is never the answer, Rome. Violence is, meanwhile, that's always their first response. The oligarchs always want to, like, violence is never the answer. You can't break stuff. Meanwhile, the cops will come in and break your door. They will give you thousands of dollars.
And you gotta pay for it.
Yeah, and you gotta pay for it. They will fuck your car up, they will slash your tires, and then they will give you a bill. And then they might charge you extra, like, how dare you make us break your shit?
Tow your car because you're too poor to drive. Like, they have no sympathy, no empathy for the working class. They would tow your car because you're too poor. I'm on my way to work. I know I couldn't pay my insurance this year, but man, look out for me. I got a fucking family to feed. Oh, well, I'm just doing my job. All right. No empathy, no nothing. Like, dang, you ain't gotta turn me in. Your job don't say that. Nigga, it's stipulations. It's ways you can bend that shit because y'all bend the rules when it comes to your department. When one of these deputies end up harassing one of these people on the streets, it takes us years to find out what they have done. The community's been speaking up, just like that one cop that went to jail for he had down there 20 women, 22 women, only went down for 12 of them. Like, come on, man.
The 1965 Watts riots cops were filmed starting fires. They were filmed. Imagine how many people are not being filmed. Guys, whenever I see one case like that agent provocateur that we just showed, whenever you see one historical case like that, multiply that by tens. What's the number? Shouldn't you multiply by 100? For every one cop film, there was 100 times that happened. Do you guys think that just so happened? They're like, damn, this cop fucked up, and he just so happened to be caught on film. He just so happened to face justice. I put it at 1 to 50 at best.
Some old white dude I kick it with. I did some work for. He was like, I was in the Marines, and when I came back home to Detroit, I was like, man, I ain't gonna say too much, but I'm gonna say that, you know, black people didn't start that race war. Man, it was the police, and it was the army or something, whatever the fuck.
FBI will groom. Yeah. The FBI will groom extremists. They do this all the time, especially white supremacists.
But look at
the FBI groom white supremacists to try to escalate a race war.
And look at Detroit at the time. Like, that was the best, one of the best cities to have like a real ethnic cleansing of black people. You know what I'm saying? Because they didn't do it right. Because we still here, we're still the majority of people here, but you know, with the land and the city being big enough to build and still grow on and live in these type of communities, some of the greatest water in America, they like, shit, we got to get them the fuck up out of here. You know what I'm saying? We can't just, you know what I'm saying? The government ain't bending too many laws for us to, because gentrification wasn't really a thing, really, because they was trying to get the fuck away from us. But now they come in different. Instead of killing us and taking our land, well, actually, it just did Breonna Taylor like that, excuse me. But more bluntly, like how they used to do, they just bend the law and do it. But we'll see how this shit go. But gentrification, like I was speaking about that, like how liberals are way more evil than conservatives, like when it comes to black and brown neighborhoods, because conservatives really can give a fuck. You know, they don't even want to live by you. Like racist people don't even want to live by black people. They don't want nothing in their neighborhoods to remind them of black neighborhoods, none of that shit. You know what I'm saying? White liberals will literally come in your neighborhood and raise your rent and put a Black Lives Matter sign on your shit.
That's such a good point. So a lot of the most racist conservatives, they were like, yeah, they would get the fuck out of any neighborhood that's black. Liberals would meld themselves with black people and then instill a racial hierarchy. You guys understand? So the racist conservative, they out of there. White liberals who are racist, they would infiltrate the communities and then instill racial hierarchies and class hierarchies by expanding the police force. The LAPD supported by liberals, NYPD supported by liberals, Stop and Frisk supported by liberals. It is by design, John. I see you. That is literally by design. You can, and I would love to ask many people what you think is worse. The white liberal who not necessarily uncomfortable around black people, as long as he feels safe that the hierarchy is in place, right? I wonder if I can
Democratic socialists.
Yeah. I saw this video because I was gonna do Cop Watch. I don't got the segment planned, but there was this video of this black dude literally watering flowers, right?
Yeah, I was just watching that.
I don't have this segment prepared. I may do another segment on it, but I just tell it to you guys for now. So this black guy was literally watering the flowers of his neighbor while they was out of town. So then someone called the cops on him. Surprise! White people want their hierarchy enforced. They're like, "Who this nigga doing? What this nigga doing in our neighborhood?" Call the cops on him. The cops pull up. This dude is literally watering flowers, and they're like, "What are you doing here?" "I'm watering flowers for my neighbor." He's like, "How can I believe you?" "Because I'm literally watering flowers right now." So then he get handcuffed. He getting asked by everyone there, "What are you doing here? What are you doing? What are you doing here?" He's like, "I'm here to help my neighbor." Then they asked one person,
I'm a reverend.
the one white lady who knows of the situation. She was like, "Yeah, hey guys, he lives here," like he was saying, and she was like, "He's helping his neighbor out, right?" And then when she said that, they was like, "Oh shit, we fucked up," and let him go. Now that did not feel a good story. Why did they listen to the white lady when she said, "Oh, I actually know that guy"? But then when the black guy was saying,
they didn't charge him for home invasion. They charged him for resisting arrest, obstruction, and some other bullshit. So that's what he's fighting right now.
And
they still charged him.
That's our fascist state, because he was arguing with me like, "You guys have no mandate to arrest me because I am literally here. This is my neighborhood, and I'm doing this. There's no reason for you guys to arrest me." But they would charge you with resisting arrest for saying that, for not going along with this fascism. And then the blue line bootlickers, they will say the police had the right to do whatever they want to that guy, even though they was in the wrong first because you didn't listen to them. You guys see how fucked up this state is?
If he would have gave up his information, none of this would have happened. Shit, they still would have fucked with him.
He didn't, because he had no right to be questioned. That what he was saying in the video. He said, "You guys can take me to jail you want," and this is a humanity thing. You guys are stripping humanity of people. He has the right to have his humanity. Like, I'd rather go to prison than you violate my right to this degree, right? And then people will look at white America will look at him as unreasonable for thinking that. Like, I have the right to stand my ground here. You are so in the wrong here. You're being so racist. I am allowed to disobey because you're being unjust. But they will say,
I don't answer questions. Like, "Sir, step out of the car." Like, "Oh man, here we go." Yeah. If he just gave up his ID, and then what happened? Damn it, what's his name? Fidel Castro. I can't believe I forgot this boy's name. He reached for his ID. He reached for his ID, and they still shot him up.
So the reason why I
Afraid
share
of
that
the
story,
stupid kids.
did just what I don't know when it happened, but it just went viral. This whole story I just told you guys, and I had a segment prepared, so I might do it again maybe later this week. But you guys see how the black man and when I show you the video, it's gonna enrage you. How many times he had to say, "I'm here, watering my flower for the neighbor," even though that's obviously what you're doing. Then the white lady show up and they immediately believe her. So do you guys understand what we say when we say cops here are to enforce a racial hierarchy?
Shit, I remember like my brother-in-law, my baby mama brother is in the comments. He remember every time we used to go to these expensive houses, they knew like you're not supposed to be out here. You know what I'm saying? We used to go out there and shovel snow. Get the cops called on us. Fix the house, get the cops called on us. Shit is crazy.
Everyone has a story like that. I remember when I was working for Kansas Gas. I knew as soon as I took the job, I was like, man, this shit is risky as hell. Because the whole job was just inspecting gas lines. So I would go in businesses, I would go to people's personal homes to make sure there's no gas leaks, right? I got the cops calling me like 2 times, doing my goddamn job. I had literally a worker vest on. They will still call the cops on you because they're like, what is this nigga doing? He's trying to infiltrate.
I never saw him before.
They're not real workers vest. I know it's not. Call the cops. Have them investigate. And then within white America is so shocked and perplexed on why we hate the police, why we hate the society. When us just doing our job, we could be walking around, we can just so happen to be in the wrong neighborhood, and then the cops are called on us. We will have a shotgun pulled on us, aka John Fetterman. White leftists, white liberals are super upset with me. They pissed that black leftists don't like John Fetterman because he literally pulled a George Zimmerman. The only thing he didn't do was pull the fucking trigger. He saw a black man in the neighborhood. He was like, he don't belong here. Pulled a shotgun on him.
I remember we was working for my boy Ronnie. We went to West Bloomfield Hills, and his cousin, he from the South, he got dreadlocks. No, this one in West Bloomfield, it's like some other white ass town in Michigan. Then police had came, they called the police, it was like, yeah, you guys aren't supposed to be here. You know, like we never saw you guys before, and you definitely I point the rock. It's like you definitely isn't from out here. It's like, why you say that? It's like, actually, I live a couple of miles down. And he just named some other random house that we just got done working on just to bust a bubble. But nigga, he from Natchez, Mississippi. Like, he's like, you definitely like, man, but that's still that profiling, that shit is real, man. And it's heart racing because you never know. Yeah. Like what they can do to you in these towns, bro. Like you don't know who's the head of what. They might get away with your whole kidnapping and murder like this. They just disappeared. We don't know what happened.
So I'm gonna try to answer this question in a way that doesn't get us pulled from YouTube, and probably the most strategic way to stay safe, right? The only way you can really get back at our pigs and our system is supporting abolishing the police. There are a lot of people that think, oh, I'm gonna support body cameras. I'm gonna support more police training. I'll support reforms. Meanwhile, the cops are like, oh shit, hell yeah, we about to get more money. We about to take more training classes. Y'all niggas about to get us more vehicles. We about to get more high-tech equipment. Y'all niggas think y'all punishing us? The Democrats are like, oh my god, we gotta hold the police accountable. We're gonna reallocate all this money to police training. They're like, nigga, that shit going right to our pension. And it does. They take that money and go right to their goddamn pension. So that is not how you get back at the pigs. The only way you get back at the pigs is make their jobs obsolete. Make their everyday life hell. There's a record amount of police that are retiring right now. And a lot of them getting a reason like, man, we feel like we're not respected no more. That's great. Make these motherfuckers defund themselves. That's why they wanted to lower the requirements of being a cop. Because record amount of retirement.
Yeah, they don't need no high school diploma anymore.
Yeah, that's the only way I can answer this question to keep our YouTube page up and keep you safe. Support abolishing the police and just make their life overall hell.
Yeah.
They don't. I be at places like cops will literally say, like, you know how cops being around everywhere, right? And they be like, hey, how you doing? So I literally won't say shit to them now. Like back in the day, I at least try to be nice. Now I'm like, They're like the cop that always said to the Chipotle outside. He was like, how you doing, sir? I'll just keep going. Like, fuck you.
Shit, a small town in Alabama just abolished their police, didn't they?
Some places did. What I don't remember exactly where, but
yeah, it was a little small town in Alabama.
Yeah,
a couple of people on the force. Well, shit, that can happen anywhere. Like we said, we got to work towards, like Nick said, work towards abolishing the police. So that means more money into funding schools, more money into libraries, more money into parks, more money into the hands of the people, more help for the people, right? So we want, you know what I'm saying, universal healthcare system, right?
This is a good one.
All these things. Yeah.
Oh, sorry, Rome. I just want because we have Black Power Media on. Kamu was explaining how he does mutual aid, and I want to start exploring this where you had activism where people just watch the cops, especially privileged people. That's a great, and that's a good suggestion. Civil War, cop watching and just keeping the pressure on them. People just recording the cops. That should be like that should be a cultural thing.
Yeah,
like the same way giving someone a handshake is a cultural thing. We just see a cop, you see a fight with someone, pull your camera out. White people starting to do white allies are starting to do that. This shit's great. Shit's great. I understand now why no ability to donate Arbin, YouTube, Patreon. Not sure what you say, Mary. I just want to take this opportunity to plug the Patreon. Support Revolutionary Blackout on Patreon. Help us keep going.
Yeah, because YouTube be on that bullshit. They be playing with a nigga money, man. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Yeah, they do. They take a fucking shit ton of it out too.
Yeah, but people millionaires on this damn thing.
But shit, this is laws they're now making now. Eric Adams is now trying to make a law where you get penalized for filming the police. Conservatives, crickets. Like this is a direct violation of the First Amendment. And the free speech warriors who support the blue, silent on the fact that you got, and you would think they would be upset because a lot of Democrats are doing it. The same way Republicans like Ron DeSantis are doing it too. You would think that would give them like, oh my God, we stand for free speech. You can't do that. Nope. Don't give a fuck.
They suckers for the government, just like the liberals, if not more.
They are the biggest bootlickers. These motherfuckers bootlick for Elon Musk.
He's a genius, man.
Straight up, and people think that these and then this faction of conservatives are anti-establishment, and they're not. They're the biggest bootlickers there possibly is. And
they say nothing. Like, man, I was just talking about the George Floyd act. Like, man, y'all really let these people sit here and let them give millions of dollars to the fucking police, billions of dollars to the police in George Floyd's name while y'all sitting out here protesting the same police that they just paid.
Well, I already hated Democrats, but once they did that, I'm like, bro, this is war. Motherfuckers still upset. They're like, man, Nick, why you never put your foot off the gas on Democrats? People are like, man, Nick always found real looking reason to bash Democrats. I'm like, yeah, after that George Floyd act, it's war, motherfucker. It's war. Like, why you guys take these transactions so lightly? There is no way you convince me to vote for a Democrat. Oh my God, look. I just released a video on John Fetterman. People were like, oh my God, why are you tagging John Fetterman?
Oh my God.
Fuck John Fetterman. Fuck any Democrat. Fuck any Democrat who's a Zionist. Like he is. Fuck him. He pulled a shotgun on a black person. Like if you want someone to bootleg John Fetterman, watch the Humanist Report. Watch Breaking Points. Watch David. What's the dude fucking name?
David Doe.
Watch the white motherfuckers bootleg for John Fetterman because they know all the communities that he's willing to sell out is not going to impact. John Fetterman already, guys, if you're willing to sell out Palestinians while you're running, if you're willing to support proxy wars while you're running, imagine what you're going to do when you get in office.
Obama.
People think they have this fantasy that you can only sell out while you're running. Okay, what happens when they need to fundraise for their re-election? What happened when they need to whip up support for their re-election? So do you guys think John Fetterman is selling out Palestinians just now? What happens when he run for re-election in 6 years as a senator and he need AIPAC money? He need the Israel lobby not to run attack ads on them. Mm-hmm. He's gonna vote like a Zionist because he's gonna need that same support he's selling out Palestinians off in the first place.
He's trying to let the heads know, like, hey, I'm willing to sell out. Hey, you hear me? I'm speaking.
And people wonder why they keep making the same mistakes. Like I used to support and like politicians too, and then I adjusted because like, yo, I missed red flags. Like there was red flags on Bernie, there were red flags on Obama, there were red flags on LC. I learned from that mistake. Now I look at red flags like the Israel issue with Fetterman, the Ukraine issue with Fetterman. I look at those. I'm like, those are not just red flags. It's a sign of how they're going to govern later.
That's a line. That's a line he just crossed. Well, he just drew down like, hey, you know, you step over and join me or not. Like, but I'm not joining nobody who's down with arming Israel. No way.
Yeah, and then I seen some people in defense of John Fetterman was like, well, you can have a candidate that agrees with you on everything. Let me ask you guys a question. Is Kshama Sawant, is she getting these giant issues wrong? It's not hard to get issues like Israel, Palestine correct. It's not hard to get the issue of funding Ukraine correct. When you get that wrong, that is by choice. We are not doing segments on Kshama Sawant like, damn, I can't believe Kshama Sawant said this. Kshama Sawant has revolutionary discipline. She is a socialist who understands what it means to be anti-imperialist. That's why she don't get shit wrong. John Fetterman is a rich grifter who came from Harvard, who pretended to be someone from a working class. And then he accidentally got this issue wrong. Fuck out of here. And then you guys wonder why, oh my God, I can't believe AOC let me down so much. I can't believe Bernie let me down so much. But guys, they give you warning signs.
And these things are not just issues. These are people's lives that we're playing with. Rather, like a lot of you Americans, this is why they keep you guys out of the foreign policy shit. Because if you really see what your American dollar did, you would be probably throwing up in the toilet somewhere, probably sick to your damn stomach. Because these bills and you know what I'm saying, and these armies that they are arming and whatnot from Ukraine and Israel, man, they are killing children, killing women. Like, and right now, nobody in the Democratic Party is saying anything or pushing back on Biden, not even Bernie Sanders himself or AOC or anybody in the squad from starving out the people of Afghanistan. You know what I'm saying? They are boiling water, boiling water and grass to eat. They are starving out there, and we are holding back more than $7 billion of their shit. Nobody's saying anything about it that's in leadership right now that should be progressive enough to push back on at least that. But no, the ethnic cleansing is all right as long as it's from a blue motherfucker.
Always love the takes from Caitlin Johnstone, because this is kind of what I've been saying for quite a while now. She being sarcastic here. Keep supporting U.S. foreign policy, American progressives. They'll definitely give you health care any minute now if you just hate Russia and China a little bit more. If John Fetterman, if you vote for Ukraine aid a little bit harder, if you support that war a little bit harder, they'd be likely to support Medicare for all. She's obviously mocking them, but guys, this is dead ass their ideology. They dead ass were like, I support global sanctions on Venezuela, for example. I will support funding the Iron Dome, because if I do that, they may support a $15 minimum wage. That's how they really think. That is obviously not what's happening. You guys are falling in line with Democratic Party foreign policy, and they are still shifting to the right.
Yep. Shifting the Overton window to the right. And every time, like, we see this shit happen. I don't know if they don't see it happening. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe they do. Maybe a lot of people just, it's their way of living, you know? Because it is a lot of money in that shit, man.
Yeah. But shit, I'm probably gonna head out wrong. I just want to jump on and talk the shit for a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
It was a good show. I don't know if you can keep going, but I'm going to bounce out. I'm about
to head out in a minute. I got some shit to do. But it was a nice conversation, man. Hell yeah, I'm glad we cleared up a lot of shit, especially because a lot of people, man, like I was just telling them, like, y'all have been programmed to hate Russia, like, man, from our movies, our toys, you know what I'm saying, our cartoons, all the motherfuckers, Rocky, everybody got a Russian accent that we hate, right? From the games. We fighting the Russians. They have been preparing you guys for this. They've been preparing you guys to think China of less than. People in China, people in Africa don't have nothing to eat. So you should appreciate what you got, right? They have been preparing you guys this propaganda since you was a child. And like, they don't want you guys to actually communicate with anybody. This is why it's so many fucking firewalls from us talking. It's not China or Russia keeping us away from their people. Maybe they are. Maybe that's a good thing. Seeing how propagandized you guys are. But nigga, I'm pretty sure America has their hand on not on this shit and not letting us see the real world for what it is. You know, because you say Africa, like a lot of people still think Africa is fucking full of dirt and just animals running around, like they don't have buildings and houses, they living in huts and caves and shit. Like what?
Yeah.
You serious? That propaganda is poison, man. But a lot of people gonna have to do some online.
Yeah, I told people I want to go to Africa. They're like, "What? You want to go to Africa? That's crazy." I'm like, "Bro, what the fuck you think? You think they're lion and tigers on the street and shit? You think people still living in villages and huts? They modernized thanks to China in a lot of ways." But hope you guys enjoyed. Once again, I just woke up. I saw Rome talking shit. I'll make my tea. Getting ready to smoke anyway, so I was like, let's talk. It wasn't planned. You guys, this is pretty much how it was when Rome was in Kansas City. We just be chilling, talking shit. It's pretty much like a same conversation. This wasn't planned. We didn't have a script down. This is how this is how we roll. And always good talking to Rome. So I think you're done. So I'm gonna end the stream. So thank you guys for watching. Like, subscribe. I think maybe I should. I have Misty, Comrade Misty. She joined me later tonight. We got a lot more content coming your way. Thank you guys for watching. Have a good one, guys.
Oh yeah.